So I finished listening to George Orwell's 1984, and I for a long time actually I thought I knew what the novel was about. Right, it's about dystopia and this oppressive totalitarian state, and there's this guy, Big Brother, and he's watching all you're doing and so on. And but until I read it, actually, I didn't realize that the sheer mastery of human psychology and the insight into what the humans are by this great author George Orwell. George Orwell is really good at making metaphors that penetrates into our own existence, the very core of our own existence. For example, newspeak, this idea that by inventing new ways of language, you can actually control human thought or just, obliterate the human thoughts are totally it's just genius. And this idea that there's always a war with other states. In this totalitarian state, Oceania, there's this perpetual war, and if you look back on history, nothing destroys what is human than war. So, but in the past, humans just had a few years of war, in the Second World War, First World War, but if the war was really perpetual, whether imagined or contrived or portrayed, that would fundamentally alter the nature of society and the people who live in it. George Orwell actually thought of making the title of the novel to "The Last Man in Europe," and indeed, this is how this novel describes how you can actually destroy humanity, the very human nature in ourselves, by imposing a set of rules and laws, which includes the total ban on romantic love. So when Winston, the protagonist of this novel, meets Julia, when they fall in love, they have to hide their love away because it's illegal to love somebody. Of course, there's marriage, and of course, sometimes they make children, but that would be totally out of the duty to the party, and love is not supposed to be involved in that. So this very idea that love is illegal, and also they alter memories, and in the novel there's this passage that the past doesn't exist. I mean, only the present exists. So if you alter the present, then the past will be altered, and you can actually annihilate a total history if you alter the present state. That is a great metaphor for the nature of the time we are living in. George Orwell also contrives some really everlasting metaphors like Room 101. That's where you would meet something that you fear the most, and 2 plus 2 equals 5, which of course is ridiculous, but the totalitarian state can force you to believe that. And there's this, arch rival of the Big Brother, Goldstein, and there's this wonderful scene where they exercise the so-called 2 minutes hate, where the picture of Goldstein is projected on the telescreen, and people are supposed to direct the utmost intense hate towards Goldstein. So they hiss and they make abuses, but then gradually the picture of Goldstein melts and fuses and becomes the face of the Big Brother. So in this wonderful scene, the essential makeup of the state is revealed. Big Brother needs Goldstein as the most hated arch rival, which tries to overthrow the system. But actually, the Goldstein might be just a fake news distributed by the Big Brother himself. I mean, so there's this book that written by Goldstein, and in the novel, it is revealed that uh, the Goldstein book was actually authored by these people who actually support the totalitarian state of Oceania. So the novel is full of unforgettable scenes, nightmare scenes, and the reason why it is a nightmare is because it um, portrays what is human in a negative. I mean, so we can portray what humans are by portraying beautiful things like love and beauty and so on. But it can also portray the human nature by uh, describing these things that would destroy and annihilate and otherwise restrict it. So 1984, I think, is a great hymn to the virtues of being human. And George Orwell writes, you know, I think describes what is good in us by doing the opposite. By writing how it is possible to suppress our good better angels by this really contrived and ill-natured and malicious totalitarian state. So that's also a reflection of ourselves. I mean, the fact that we can imagine this state to exist, and in the world there are some authoritarian states that resembles the Oceania state of Oceania depicted in 1984. We have that kind of state today on this earth, and so it's vashing. I think it's a antidote, in a sense, to what could happen in today's world and in the future. Uh, by reading this novel, we are vaccinated, and probably we can prepare ourselves better for the eventuality of this kind of, really undesirable course of history to take place. So, in that sense, I think George Orwell has done a great service to humanity.